Hey, my friends, I'm just going to do a new series where I just do readings for you, just like show you how I work through a reading. That's it. That's all, that's all there'll be to it. I'll take a deck that I've really enjoyed this last year, and I'm just going to show you how I read for no other purpose other than that it might help you understand how you read. The goal of this is not to teach you to read like me, but to show you how I read and how I get the conclusions I get, and maybe hopefully, I don't know, help you somehow. But some folks like watching readings. I used to, and I started this channel doing this. So I thought, why not? So they'll probably be relatively short and very general. And hey, if you know what, you get a message out of it that's useful, even better. But the idea really is just to show you how I read. That's it. So here's the first one, and I'm going to post a bunch of these. I'm just going to fill up my SD card on them. You know, too, if you've been around here, that I don't love general readings. These are all going to be general, and part of the reason why is that they're, what I spend most of my reading time doing when I'm reading for the public, by which I mean when I'm reading in public at, a fair or a market or something like that. Folks who come for online readings often, but not always, have questions. I almost always work with the 9-card spread. Sometimes if I want to do a follow-up, I'll do a 3 to 5 card sort of arc. And then you saw a way that I took that arc and transformed it in a recent video, or you may have seen that. I'll try to remember to link it below, but I probably won't. So when I'm working with a client, I'll usually say, I ask them these days to tell me to stop shuffling. In the old days, I used to have them shuffle for me. And then I say, I'm going to be quiet while I look through the cards, and just tell you what I see. And then I also will tell folks, this is your time. This is what you're paying for. So if you're not getting what you want from me, if this isn't clear, let me know. And I try to check in throughout the process as well. For this reading, I'm just using the new edition of the Bonefire Tarot by Abby Angus West. A thing I don't do, probably should, is tell folks what cards we've got. And in this case, because this deck is so busy, I'll tell you we've got the 9 of Coins in the center, the 10 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the 8 of Coins, the 8 of Cups, the 2 of Swords, and the 10 of Coins. So when I'm kind of looking at the cards, first thing is I look for any themes. I'm going to count the suits. I've got 1, 2, 3 coins cards. I've got 1, 2 swords cards. I'm sorry, wands cards. I've got 1, 2 cups cards, and 1 swords card. And actually the middle card was a coin too, right? Yes, coins. So 3 coins. Yeah, I was right. So where I tend to start, nothing like elementally is leaping out at me. The fact that we start with Earth is indicative to me that this may be a reading that's centered around finances or life or work. And then it's partnered with the 10 of Wands. So here's the thing that's interesting to me is I've got the 2 most exhausted numbers, the 9 and the 10, at the beginning of this reading. And so I'm going to say right out of the gate that this alerts me that this person is over something. And by over something, I mean that in like the generic social media sense, by which I mean, oh, I'm over it. Like they may be burned out on their job, on their energy levels. They're just sort of over it. And so that's going to be kind of when I don't have a question, where I start. So 9 of Coins, 10 of Wands, you're burned out at work. I think you've been giving too much energy to something, and you actually don't have anything left to offer right now between these 2 cards. The 6 of Wands in the top row here. This gives me my thesis, I call it, kind of like a thesis paper in school, and then I start reading the rows and the columns. I'll come back to the 9 of Coins a lot, although I don't refer to it a lot because it kind of already did its principal job at the moment, but it may or may not tell me more later. So the top row, 10 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 9 of Cups. So we have again two very high cards: the nine and the nine of cups and the 10 of wands. So this is having an impact on them emotionally. Although sixes tend to be more positive cards. Uh, in this case, I'm getting kind of a pull, meaning like a tug of war with this six, which I would normally feel like is a two quality, but I'm actually getting a two-ness from the six because it's an even number. So one and two, one influences all odd numbers, two influences all even numbers sometimes for me. You know what I mean? But it's, again, it's a thing of like, normally I would say like six is beautiful, six is great. And so this tells me I think they thrive on being burnt out, probably because they're so used to it, but they're actually approaching an emotional break because of that nine. So while they're trying to sort of force their energy to make them victorious, they're spending what they already don't have. It's like they're going into energetic debt. So that's the feel I get from the first row and the middle card. Now I'm going to look at the second row. We've got the Queen of Cups again, the Nine of Coins, and the Eight of Coins. Again, 9, high number, 8 is a work card. And the Eight of Coins is sort of the quintessential work card. I feel like the Queen of Swords is saying, I have to keep doing this. I have to keep doing this. If I want to get what I want, I got to hustle. The Queen of Cups is sort of emotionally invested in the hustle. Is in many cases it's advocate. In this reading because of its context, the Queen of Cups is an advocate, is a leader, is an influencer. So queens are. Cups are emotionally invested. And sort of their intuition, I think, is misguided. It's telling them that they have to work and work and work and work. They are producing, but the cost is really high. We have another 8 in the bottom row, the 8 of Cups. We have the 2 of Swords, the only Swords card in the spread, and then the 10 of Coins. So the only other coins card other than here and here, well, it is the dominant suit, right? Yeah. Are these 3. It ends in the 10. The 10 is, again, frequently a happy card for folks. I think they may end up with a lot of money, but again, they come to the end. They come to 10. I think they're going to be completely worn out by this point. So they may get what they want, but along the way, they're sacrificing a certain amount of energetic and emotional well-being. So now I look at the columns, right? So this column is the 10 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the 8 of Cups. Now, I didn't focus too much on the 8 of Cups here. Because the 10 was so powerful. I actually didn't even read the bottom row now that I think about it. The 10 was so potent. I think they know they need to move on from this way of life for their emotional well-being. But again, the two-ness that I got, the pulling together that the 6 here felt energetically is echoed by the 2 of Swords, rather, being like, I'm of 2 minds. I know I'm going to burn out. I know I'm going to get what I want, but I also know I need to move on. Right? Okay, so there's the bottom row. Now, that happens sometimes in readings. Sometimes I'll do a reading and I won't focus much on a card or a row. I don't worry too much about that anymore. I feel like not all cards speak loudly. I usually will come back to it anyway. And most cards in this method get read at least twice because they get read in columns and rows. And so if I skip a card or it doesn't speak too loudly in one iteration, it likely will in another. So again, the column. Now, another thing I'll say about this method is that once I get through the rows, the columns usually reiterate the same thing. But I like that because it makes me feel like I'm justified. 10 of Wands, Queen of Cups, 8 of Cups. This is the cupsiest row. Oh, we're not. Coins aren't the dominant. We have as many cups as well. So while she's focused on the hustle, she knows deep down that this is killing her. I don't mean literally, although it could be. She knows that she's she's doing emotional labor. She's spending emotionally. And I don't mean she's retail therapy. She's spending her emotions. She's spending her well-being. The Six of Wands, the Nine of Coins, and the Two of Swords is very much to me. I can do this. I can pull everything together. I can win. Can succeed. I can have it all, like Liz Lemon always used to say on 30 Rock. You know, the Nine of Coins is like, yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I'm doing it alone, but I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna be the one who makes it work. I'm gonna pull corporate America into my submission rather than the other way around. So their central belief is that while they know deep down they need to take care of themselves, they also believe that that's a myth and they don't really have to do it. The final column is the Nine of Cups, the Eight of Coins, and the Ten of Cups. Two nines and a 9, a 10, and an 8. You're going to burn out. You're going to be emotionally burned out. You're not going to be able to work as hard as you want to because you won't have anything left to give it, although you will have a lot of money. So then, that's the message. That's the reading. You're burning yourself out. You should be taking care of yourself. If you don't, you'll get what you want, but at what cost? I could do knightings in this case, but I don't really need to because the message is really strong. The Eight of Coins knights to the Ten of Wands. That does give me some interesting context because as an Artie card here and as a Artie suit, Wands, there's a quality of like, I have been educated and indoctrinated into hustle culture. And that is the only way I think I know I need to get ahead. But the same card also knights to the Eight of Cups. And so it's like, you still got to move on. You got to get out of this. You're spending money you don't have. Emotional money you don't have. That's the only knighting that is jumping out at me as kind of important. The Queen of Cups knights to the Nine of Cups. Again, that's taking us on a path of exhaustion. The Queen of Cups knights to the Ten of Cups. You may get what you want, but what's going to be left of you? The Six of Wands, interestingly, knights to the Ten of Cups, and that is a perception issue to me. You are perceiving victory as not having anything left of yourself to give. But again, that's just adding more color and context. So that's the reading. And that's how I worked through it. So hope you enjoyed this. There's going to be a bunch more. That's my hope anyway. Take care. Be good. Talk soon.